Yes, greetings in the best of salutations. There would be peace, prayer, power, prosperity, and patience. A message that is being sent to what? You or I, or what have been perfected. First, I would like to say that the journey to community life is a journey to human excellence, perfection, as it is defined, the state, the condition, the state, the quality of being free or as free as possible from all flaws or defects. Another definition that is similar: a person or thing perceived as the embodiment of perfection, the action or process of improving something until it is faultless or fault or as faultless as possible. What the message is to what we have perfected. Hmm. One's natural ability to evolve. And when we deal with one's natural ability to evolve, we also are dealing with when it comes to the evolutionary process of one's ability to evolve, and when it is prevented, and that could lead to a problem, a imperfection, or when one has done things with the intention to cause harm rather than good, and has perfected that. And we see the repercussions of that. But make no mistake, that which you sow you should reap, and we cannot make, you know, like we can deceive. That says that, and that which we call God is not marked for whatsoever man soweth, that he shall reap. For he that soweth unto his flesh shall of reap this corruption of the spirit, and goes on and on and on. You add to it, as if we have some in the society have perfected the art of corruption, perfected the art of crime, chaos, confusion, and disturbances. Perfected because he or she has sowed chaos, corruption, confusion, disruption, and therefore That which you sow, you shall reap. Yes. So perfected the art of lying, murder, stealing, cheating, chaos, disruption, confusion, arguments, perfecting the art to a point that we have become programmed and conditioned to do it on a daily basis. Huh? But this definition, perfection, huh? Perfect, that which I have my eye on, huh? The ION. It is the ness, the state, the quality of the being, the condition of the state. The state is the condition. We're talking about the condition of the quality of one's being. Free. I can do what I want to do. This is my life. But free as possible from all flaws, defects. So there is a possibility there. The possibility for perfection. And then there is the possibility for imperfection. There is the possibility of the evolutionary process, but with the right intentions. When it comes to community life, the journey to community life is one of human excellence. There is the possibility there to perfect that human excellence. In my self introspection, this therapeutic expression of personal discovery, I'm finding out more and more as it pertains to, as a social interventionist and many other attorney general of humanity and human salvation for humanity. It comes through the soul of humanity. Many other attributes it could be has been ascribed to me. Is that if you are used to depending on someone to do something for you and tell you something, and then they let you go and do what you want to do, and you don't know what to do, you are wondering, wandering in the wilderness. In the wilderness is that which is untamed and unrefined and uncultivated. So we say things such as good and bad, and bad and evil, right and wrong. Our natural inclination, but we must fail to realize that those things must be cultivated. And it also comes to mind the intention that one has to cultivate that. And then to introduce you to it, and then to promote it, whatever it may be. But it must be done so for the benefit of humanity, the development of the intellect for the benefit of humanity. As a person or a thing perceived, perception is not reality, but is on its way to reality, and it becomes a reality that has been given to you. by a conjectural master magician. Don't need to say, as the embodiment of of perfection, and we look at individuals as the perfect model. So we try to emulate and follow that model because we see the imperfection in ourselves, and then someone may, come with good intentions and say, man, this is how we go about doing things as a model in the manner and a way which we interact with one another that will benefit us when it comes to community life of human excellence. Hmm. But there must be accountability. So it says the action or the process of improving something. It says in the United States, a more perfect union. It says we got political power, we got economic power, we control people's social habits. 1787 at the Philadelphia Convention. Hmm. Something, a unit, it is faultless or as faultless as possible. Not sure. So there is a sense of uncertainty. Not sure. It says that weep ye not for the dead, neither bemoan him or her, but weep sore for him or her that goeth away, for he shall return no more, nor see his native country. Good God, man. Don't weep for those that are dead, but weep for the living, for those who will not see his innate ability of human excellence. Because he or she who is unable to see his or her human excellence in his stages of perfection to that, and if it has been interrupted, then he or she will settle for anything that which someone tells him or her. If it is to be so, or if it is to be true, and we know that it is not true, and nor it is not so. So weep not for the dead. Weep for the living, for those who have strayed away or deviated from the path when it comes to human excellence in the manner, in the way in which we interact for one another. Weep for the living, for those who have been misguided and misled and misdirected in a way that will justify their irrational behavior. There is a African proverb, old proverb, that says, to weep too much for the dead is an affront to the living. And I said an African proverb, even though I got this from the English Bible. It suggests the effectiveness that has come to be expected. It says in the culture. What is culture? Culture is the totality of a people's thought and practice. It's dynamic, but we have to take a very serious look at culture, as Dr. Seymour say, the educator, when it becomes destructive. When our thinking and our behavior and our attitude becomes destructive. We have to take a very serious look at culture when it becomes destructive. These destructive tendencies, these destructive attitudes, these destructive behaviors that we have, even in the midst of distancing ourselves from another, from one another. It is the result of a corruption of perfection, of a corruption that has been sold, because some will distance themselves from you due to not you uh, messing up their status that they have obtained in life. And they don't want to be brought down, and some people don't want to, be responsible for you, so you must be responsible for yourselves. Distance yourself from another. It is, if you come close to one another, it will contaminate one another. Because the perfection of the contamination and the corruption have been sown, and it has been sown, and therefore you reap what has been sown. Making a mockery, man. You can't mock that the Creator, man. You can't mock that which this universe came about. Some say you can't fool Mother Nature. Or you don't want to mess around with it. 'Cause that what you put in the earth, be careful how it come back. Making a mockery. So distancing ourselves one from another. When in all actuality, the rich always distance themselves from the poor. Your economic attainment, the way you live, is always a distance. There's always a chasm there. The call is to come back home to one's humanity. And this is what we see, and we got to see this clear. We're saying this is, if we don't see this, if there is a mentality or a attitude, you could tell the psychology of one's mentality of what he or she produces, or you could tell the mentality of one's psychology of what he or she produces, and you can best diagnose any individual, any people by the circumstances or the conditions of the circumstances in which they come out of. So what is this here? What is the point? It's that this has illustrated whatever it is that's going on in the society at this present moment, present time. They have always distanced themselves. They have always put up a barrier. This has been sowed, and now it is being reaped. You're reaping what has been sowed. It is affecting the common, so-called, if I may use that term, not to use it in a very classist or racist point of view, it's affecting the people. Out of a mind of a mad scientist. But what I'm saying is that it shows you too, my leading point is that this is their humanity, man. When I mean their humanity, I mean those who refuse to deal, when it comes to one's psychosocial dislocation, emotional displacement, and the mentality, they refuse to deal with their mental illness, man. And you think that money, you think that money is the way, or greed is the way for you to cover up, what's going on in your mental state. That the infection and the poison is taking its course, man. I see it, man. And those who get the worst of things, information or otherwise. It's like you want people wandering, man. They in the wilderness, and they even have the thing of what if, very distorted, and very seem to be very lethargic, and corruption is being rewarded. Bad behavior is being rewarded. So, as it says, weep not for the dead, man. So when it comes to animist worship, weeping for the dead, when it comes to, you know, people call it Black History Month. That's to me, that's played out. That's played out. Whether you like it or not, it's played out. The people dead. Weep for yourself. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate your evolutionary process of coming into human excellence and build on what they have left behind. Celebrate the living amongst you. Celebrate your life. Celebrate one another. But you have distanced yourself from yourself. You have trained, you have been programmed to distance yourself from yourself. So therefore you distance yourself from those who are living among you, and then you weep and gravitate to that which is dead. You know the word gravity has the word grave. And that type of mentality, that is a sick mentality. You're dead but yet living. Got people around you every day who is doing great things, the best if they can with what they have. Be your mother, your father, your sister, and your brother. But yet you won't celebrate them. You can talk about Ida B. Wells and Dr. King and Malcolm X and S.B. Fuller. We can talk about them all day long. We can interpret the Bible, interpret the Quran, interpret what's going on in the Capitol, interpret all that what's happening. But interpret what's going on. How do we change our conditions? How do we evolve? How do our natural ability be coming about where we can come to human excellence and build on what has been left behind us, and we can improve upon the situation of our life, living in the here and now. Weep not for those that are dead, but weep for those who have lost their way when they are living in the society right now. Weep for those. Weep for yourself. You won't, for those who won't come back to their human excellence. Weep for those who won't heed the call to come back to their humanity. Weep for those who won't come back to the knowledge of who they are, their self, as a living being, that they and you and I are the blueprint, are the exact science for humanity, right here, right now. Weep for yourself. Say this in this wise: cosmic supreme being of intelligence, that we continue to use that which is required upon us, that is to use our intelligence. And may we not continue to make excuse not to use our intelligence. I say, oh Johnny, I do my best. I see you. Come back to your humanity. Call you to come back to your humanity. Call my mother, my father, my sister, my brother. I call myself. Come back to my humanity, community life unto human excellence. I call Shaniqua, John, Peter, Dave. I call Brother Ali. Whatever your name may be, come back to your humanity. Anthony Call, whoever the name may be, come back to your humanity. Community, the life, the journey to community life is one of human excellence. Come back. The call is come back to your humanity. Come back to the development of human, for the development of human excellence, development for the development of your intellect, for the betterment of humanity, of human excellence. Your natural ability. Come back. So, weep not for the dead, but neither bemoan, mourn them, but weep for those who will not return or is unwilling in his or her obstinate state to refuse to come back to his or her humanity, to human excellence. This is an expression, this is a self-introspection, therapeutic expression of personal healing. Living history. Reverend Marlon Kevin teaches of teachers, preachers of teachers, preachers of preachers when it comes to reverence from the heart. Social interventionists, educational health enthusiasts, Attorney General of Human Salvation for Humanity, genuine thought leader, conciliatory healer, similar to language of knowledge of peace in Walimu, who ran Achichiwa Abi, Common Humanity Mission 501c3, promoters of the value of self-worth, communicated with precision a clearer image through the world through 5 channels of communication: understanding, tolerance, temperament, confidence, and respect. The mandate is to cultivate the potential of knowledge that is in us all. The mission is to promote the value of self-worth. We always say give to the gift of social literacy. If you want to make any contributions, donate $1, $5, $10, $20, $50, $100. Cash App is CH Mission. CH Mission. Website, the email address is COMHUEM@gmail.com. International cooperation, global solidarity. The journey to community life is a journey to human excellence. The call is to come back to your humanity. Until next time, talk to you.